Welcome to this webinar, everyone. My name is Aaron Warner, and I'll be covering today the Affiliate Center and the different tools and resources that are available within that area. I look forward to this time we have together, and I hope that you do as well. The goal of this webinar today will be to basically help you get a better understanding of what tools and resources are available to you and how you can use those tools to better your business. So to get started, I want to kind of explain what the Affiliate Center is in general. It's actually an area that you can go to manage your affiliate business. And the Affiliate Center will contain things like reports for your downline, commissions you've been paid. It'll show you when your next check matching bonus is. You'll be able to do things like set up your pay card or your e-wallet. You'll be able to get information on the compensation plan and also access hot leads. And so to begin with, I want to start off with the actual leads. And I want to tell you a little bit about what hot leads are and why they're so important, and why this is really the number one area you guys need to be kind of keeping your eye on. So anytime, guys, that you're building a business, and you got to think of this as your business. This is your clients, your downline. This is your customers that are buying the product that you're earning income off of. So you want to treat it like a business. And if you were to go and open up a business and hang a open sign on your door and customers walk in, the first thing you probably want to know is who are those customers walking in, and what are they buying, and what are they not buying, and what about the ones that don't buy? Why didn't they buy? And if you treat it like a business, you're going to be able to come inside this area and really manage this and optimize the potential of you earning off of the IOL platform. Now, these hot leads, what are they, and why are they so important, and why did I start this entire webinar on this topic? Well, imagine for a moment, guys, how many if you were to send a large amount of traffic to your sign-up page, and out of that traffic you're going to have so many people convert, correct? But what about the ones that don't convert? What about the ones that get all the way through the process of watching your videos and even filling out the sign-up form to sign up for the program, and then they get all the way down to the payment screen, and then this is where they back out? For whatever reason, it could be that they don't have their credit card on them, or maybe their credit card didn't have enough funds on it, or maybe they needed to call their spouse to confirm it, and they thought in their mind, I'll come back later and finish this. Maybe they got in a hurry. You just don't know. There's a million reasons why somebody would not complete the process. Maybe they just had a simple question that they needed answered, and they backed out at that time. Well, wouldn't it be just awesome to capture the names and phone numbers and email addresses of those people and then be able to communicate with them? Well, that's what this hot leads area is. These leads are different than your general leads that you generate through the landing pages and so forth. These leads are in reference to just people that have gone in and attempted to sign up for the IOL program, the Interact Pro, and for whatever reason didn't complete the process. A fantastic lead list to be able to call these people back, to be able to communicate with them. So the way this works is when you click on hot leads, it's going to show you the date of the lead, when it was created, their name, their phone number, their email address. Then you have the ability in here to send them an SMS text message or even an email and fire off a response to them. My recommendation would be to pick up the phone and call them, but not everybody will answer the phone, and we know that with cell phones and caller ID, but that would be my first approach on these, is to call them up. And then the second approach would be to shoot them an SMS message and or an email. Thirdly, the SMS is going to go right to that cell phone, and they're going to be able to see it. And you can do that right from this area. And you can say, thanks for checking out my site. I'm here if you have any questions about it. Let's set up a time to call or follow up, or you can send them a link to a webinar or whatever you want to do. But you need to have a protocol in place to follow up with every single one of these leads that come inside here. because these are going to be the most likely people to purchase from you. Now, with that being said, guys, you got to treat this kind of like a business. This is part of your pipeline, and you got to work these leads. When you call them, what do you say to them? Okay, this is where a lot of people just drop the ball because they get cold feet, or they want to do it all through email and they wonder why nobody signs up. People like talking to people. They like interacting with them. They a lot of times they need to have a relationship of trust set up with you where they know you're a real person and you'll help hold their hand in the beginning and so forth. So the first thing that I would do when I call these people back is I would thank them, of course, for checking out the site, and then I would say, hey, do you have any questions? And a lot of times they may go, I don't remember, I fill out a lot of things online, and so instead of trying to explain everything to them on the phone, because keep in mind, people learn multiple ways. They're going to learn visually by seeing something in front of them. They're going to listen by hearing, right? And they're going to have to absorb all that, and they learn through feel and touch and so forth, but they're going to have to absorb all that and then formulate their of course their emotions and feelings towards that product or that presentation that's being given. And so when you're talking to them on the phone, they're only hearing it. And I was once at a sales convention where a gentleman stood up in front of the room, and he had the entire room stand up and repeat after him. And it was funny because he says, I want everybody to touch their head. And he used his hand and touched his head. And then he said, I want everybody to touch their ear. And he moved his finger to his ear. And then he said, I want everybody to touch their mouth. And he touched their mouth. And as he goes through, he then says, I want everybody to touch your head. And he touched his nose at that time, and everybody in the room moved and touched their nose. And the reason why is because everybody was watching his movement and duplicating his movement and not necessarily listening to what he was telling them to do in instruction. So we have that same problem when we call people on the phone, and what we have to do is we have to simplify this into a format that we can teach our teams and that can be replicatable. So what I do is I do not waste any time trying to explain to them what this program is or how it works or what it is, because it's like pouring a fire hydrant on them. So I back up, and you have to control yourself, and I thank them, and then I say, I tell you what, I'm going to text you over a link to a video. Go ahead and watch it. It's about 10 minutes long, and whatever video it is you want to send them. We have over 100 on YouTube and so forth, but even you can use our introductory videos on the product. But you could just say, I want to send you over a video, or you can create a video, watch it, and then I'll call you back in 10 minutes. And oftentimes, if you're using our video on our product and compensation plan, you could put both links inside there, and then they'll watch those videos. And if you know how long those videos will take, you can schedule your call back with them. Don't ask them to call you, because they never will. You'll need to initiate the call back to them. But when you call back into them, guys, be prepared at that point in time to answer questions, not tell them about the product, because a lot of times those videos will cover the basis for them, and you can just say, so what'd you think of the video? Do you have any specific questions on it? And a lot of times they'll say, no, actually the video covered everything. Does the program work? And now what they want to do is know your opinion about it. And this is a lot of times where you can go in and share your personal experiences and testimonies on the product. And that is oftentimes what will sell them and get them hooked. And then last of all, guys, you have to commit them to purchase, because if you never ask for that credit card or ask them to go and initiate that purchase, it'll never happen. I once worked at a sales floor where I would outperform everybody on the calls. I would do more presentations. I would do more. I would send out more content to them. I would produce more dials, but I was failing on the selling side. And I remember my sales instructor sat down, monitored my calls at one point in time, and after about 3 or 4 hours of monitoring them, she came and sat down next to me, and she says, "I know what your issue is. Your calls are perfect. Your presentations are excellent. You get the person all the way down to the point of buying, and then you fail to ask for the credit card." And I was in a little bit of disbelief when she told me this, but what I realized at that point in time is, okay, fine, I'm going to do this again, and this time I'm going to ask for the credit card. If they don't buy, it's her fault, not mine, you know. And anyhow, I got to the point in the call, she was monitoring, and she whispered over to me, ask for the credit card. And I remember at the point in time, I thought it was a terrible presentation. I thought surely this person wasn't going to buy. And then I asked them and committed them to purchase a product, and sure enough, they asked, do you take American Express? And I said, we do. And then I processed the order through. And I realized at that point in time, I learned something at that point in time, that you can give the best presentation on your product. You can do your best at prospecting. You can send them out all the information. But if you fail to do the one thing, and that's ask for that sell, then it's going to affect your closing ratios like you wouldn't believe. And so my last point on leads, guys, is you need to commit them to purchase the product by asking that simple question. Let's get started today. What credit card would you like to use on this? We take both American Express, or we take MasterCard, American Express. You can get set up in less than 3 minutes. Let's get started right now. You know, and if you transition that into your close, a lot of times your ratios will go up. Now, that's just a little bit of information. That's my opinion, guys, on how to sell this and share it. Again, use factual data. Don't use anything out there that's going to misrepresent the product or the company and falsify anything. I know a lot of marketers and affiliate people will just cram a bunch of fake information out to people. We don't want to do that. These are your clients. These are people that you want them to have a true interest in the product and use it and stay with you for years and years to come. If you bring on a client or a business or a customer and they're with you for the next 5 to 10 years, look at how much money you've earned off of that account. So that is the goal. Do more quality presentations, more quality follow-up, and you'll build more quantity in your income, I promise you. Okay, now that's hot leads, guys. I hope you guys understand how powerful this area is. Use the SMS feature. Have a protocol when you call them back. Decide exactly what videos you want to send them. Again, you can go through the actual funnels and get access to our videos on YouTube that you can share with them on the products, the compensation plan, and opportunity, and those are really good ones to send out to them. So the next thing I want to jump into is I want to talk to you guys real quick about this button called compensation plan. This is actually a system that we put in place, and it's basically an automated or simulated live webinar. Okay, and this will take a second to load here. And the idea is that when somebody comes to this site and they fill out the form and they join that webinar, it's going to put them into a simulated live environment. It's actually a recorded webinar live, but it's replays as if it's a simulated live webinar. And I don't know if my internet connection died on me or what. It's just spinning, but we'll let that run a second while I explain this. But the webinar itself is designed to allow somebody to join it, go through the whole experience of the webinar. It'll actually send them a reminder to join and everything. Let me pause that real quick. And this webinar right here, the reason why we have compensation plan here is when you're downline, those that join IOL, the first thing you're going to want to do is direct them to watch this compensation plan so they understand how the plan works. They understand who the market is we're going after. They understand how this entire system works. This is going to, if you can direct them, guys, be directors, be teachers, be directors. And when you do this and you can direct them to this area right here after they sign up. I mean, if I had somebody join, I'd say, first thing you're going to want to do is go to the Affiliate Center and click on the compensation plan and join that webinar. Because this webinar will take the next 20 minutes or however long it is. And it'll actually go in and it will teach them all about the compensation plan, and that's going to save you time. It's going to leverage your time, and it's going to do it in the right way so it's duplicatable, and then they can teach their people to do the same thing. And you're teaching the proper way to educate the teams about the compensation plan. So I'm going to ask each of you to take a moment, if you haven't done it yet, click this compensation plan, go through the experience of the webinar so you know what your clients are going to go through the experience of, set up a time, go through it. You're going to love it. We're actually building a webinar module into the system so you guys can actually simulate your own webinars using IOL. That'll be a feature that's coming out in our 2.0 version in August. So it'll be a lot of fun when we start talking about that. But anyhow, guys, get some experience with the product and go through it yourself. That's the compensation plan. A couple of other things I want to go through here is the e-wallet and the pay card. Okay, so you may be wondering what's an e-wallet and what's a pay card. Okay, an e-wallet is an electronic wallet. It's like a bank account online that you can use. If you guys have ever used PayPal, that's an e-wallet, right? Well, we have our own e-wallet set up with IOL through a third-party company called iPayout. And what it is you can set up your e-wallet and we can process commissions to it. And then from your e-wallet, you can transfer that money over to your bank account. Now, while we love e-wallets and merchanting, we all understand that merchants have fees. That's how they make their money. If you ever looked at your merchant statements or your credit card statements, sometimes you scratch your head and go, I'm in the wrong business. And so you need to be aware that every time you transact in these systems, there are micro fees involved with that process. We don't control that. That's a third party. So you'll want to review their website and look at their fees. When we launched originally, we did it with iPayout, and we realized that the fees would range. It's about $1 a load and then $1 every time you move it to your bank account. There's different fees like that. We wanted to look for a more affordable solution for our users and a more streamlined and easy to use format for processing payouts to you. And so what we did was we created our own pay card, which is a master debit card. Okay, it's branded to Income Out Loud. Okay, so it'll have the logo on it and everything. When you take clients out to lunch, you can pull it out, and it's a good excuse to talk to them about it. It's a cool branding feature for our businesses. But we have our own pay card, and we worked with MasterCard to set this up so that we can process payments to you. Now, again, we use a third-party facilitator for this pay card, which is called ProPay. ProPay also has their fees involved, and for instance, like if you're transacting overseas, they do have a conversion fee they charge to convert money from US dollars to the foreign currency, and that whatever percentage that is, you'll want to get with their companies and look at those fees if you're concerned about them. Usually their micro fees are not a lot of money, about $1 every time you load a commission. What's cool about the pay card, okay, get this, is it's a debit card, so the second that commission's loaded up, you can go out and spend it anywhere that they accept MasterCard. And so you use it just like a normal card, and they have their normal swipe fees or whatever that any other debit card or bank card would have. It's all the same. They're all in the same business. But we do offer those two options, e-wallet and pay card, and our ProPay IOL branded pay card. Once you've set up your pay card, you're going to request it. Now, this is very important that you guys understand this. If you're in the United States, make sure you put your correct social security number and all that information in, because they actually will check and validate that data before MasterCard will actually issue it to you. There's no approval process. It doesn't matter how good or bad your credit is. Everybody gets a pay card, but you do have to have valid information on it. Valid social security number on it and so forth. And that process, what will happen is once you request it, it's a two-step process. You'll request it, and then it'll say your card has been requested. However, you'll need to log into your account to complete the final steps. This is the link to where you log in. You're going to get your username right here to log in, and then a temporary password will be emailed to you. So you'll actually get an email with a temporary password. You'll need to log in there and then complete the process. There is, I think, a $10 fee to request your card, because they actually print it and they do the mailing out to you, and all those fees they charge. We don't charge that fee. That's from ProPay and the MasterCard place. So it's a $10 fee, and that's only once a year. So that's not once a month. With the e-wallet, you do have a monthly fee. With the pay card, you have no monthly fee. So if you're currently on an e-wallet, my recommendation would be is to transition over to the pay card, get your pay card, and close down your e-wallet. Not because we don't like the e-wallet, but because they will charge you a monthly fee on the e-wallet. The pay card does not have a monthly fee, and it's just an annual $10 fee to keep that card. So very affordable. Okay, and if you have your teams and your downlines with IOL, you'll want to encourage them to set up their pay card versus the e-wallet. Now, why do we still have the e-wallet if the pay card is so good? Well, currently the pay card I think is in about 120 countries, okay? And the e-wallet's in about 150 countries or something. They're both in a lot of countries, but there's a difference, okay? With the e-wallet, the setup process is pretty much the same regardless if you're US or outside the US. With the pay card, if you're foreign, okay, you do have to fill out a secondary form with them to get your card processed, because if you select your country outside the U.S., it's not going to ask for a social security number, and they still have to validate your information. And these are laws that are set up to deal with terrorists and different organizations. So MasterCard requires that we do that. So if you're outside of the country and you want to get that pay card mailed to you, then you have to fill out that secondary form and fax it over to their company, and then they'll set that up for you. So those are your two options there for payouts. I want to kind of go into the ending of this webinar and cover 3 areas here, okay? And help make sure you understand these very well. The first one is called View Downline. A lot of times we get calls from people saying, you know, my commissions were this last month, but they're this month. What happened? And we'd have to go in and explain, well, this person dropped off or this person didn't pay. And now we don't have to do that because all of that data is sitting inside your Downline View. And now you can log in and see the status of all of your downlines and whether they're paid or unpaid or in grace period before suspension. And you can now manage this like a business. I mean, I mentioned earlier, if you treat this like your own business, well, you can now log inside here and you can see your entire downline. And then if you can see their status of whether or not they're paid or unpaid or so forth. Now I want to talk about those statuses real quick, okay? If you see the status that says paid, okay, that means they're paid, everything's good on their account, you're receiving commissions. Okay, created but never paid, that would represent a lead, one of these hot leads that came in, they got a position in the downline, but they never paid for it. So you can call these people and convert them. Very, very good leads. Okay, another one that you'll see in here is what's called the status of suspended. Okay, and what suspended means is that their account was actually suspended for non-payment, which means for whatever reason they didn't make their bill or they paid their monthly bill with us. That could be because their credit card expired and they didn't renew it, or there wasn't enough funds on the card, whatever that may be, or they just said the heck with it and moved on to other things. And so either way, their account's going to go into suspend if they don't pay their bill, and you will not receive a commission on suspended accounts. Now, before they move into suspend, okay, we have a very cool status. It's called active in grace. Okay, active in grace. And what that means, if you see that, that means that they're within a 7-day window of their account transitioning from active into suspend mode. And this is kind of the hot zone that you'll want to contact them and make sure they update their credit card and they're aware that their account's about to be suspended. Once their account is suspended, they're no longer receiving those commissions on their downline either. So you'll want to make sure you remind them of that so that they get in there and they activate their account. So this gives you the ability to have a bird's eye view on your downline and manage your downline like a business owner, and not have to call in the office and say, hey, why is it, what's up with this and that and that. You can see everything right in front of you, and you can go to work and optimize that. And if you're good at that, if you follow up with your clients on IOL and you treat this as a business and you're in there working with them and you're answering their questions and you're helping them each month, what you're going to find is you're going to have more of your people active, which means your commission checks are higher because they're active. And very, very, very important. Again, you can send an SMS through this area. So if somebody is inactive in grace or they're suspended, you can shoot them an SMS and say, hey, what's up? Do you need any help with your IOL? I noticed your account suspended. Let's get you back started. You know, join one of my webinars. Let's get it going. You know, and whatever that message is, you have the ability to reach out to them. You can also see their email address and their phone number if you want to contact them. You can see their date of when it expires. So you can see their join date and the date that their account will expire if they don't make those payments. So really, this is your accounting profile picture of your entire organization. A fantastic way for you to manage and keep track of your business and your clients on the IOL platform and help them always stay active and engaged in the product. And this will be the indicators of where those people are at in the process. And if everybody did this, guys, imagine the experience, okay, that somebody would have as they come into IOL knowing, hey, I get my questions answered. I've got a team environment. I've got a fantastic leader that I speak to. And I saw one testimonial on Facebook the other day where this lady on our system said, I went to the hospital and I didn't have a chance to make my payment, and they actually called me to follow up and let me know that my payment was lapsed and I needed to make a payment so I didn't miss out on commissions. And that's the type of stuff that you can do if you have the proper data. And she said it was the only company that's ever done that. That IOL was the only company that ever did that, that she worked with, and she just said it was excellent customer service. And so that is the type of feedback you want. That's what you want your team and your clients to experience, is that we're here to help you, and we're here to help you not only succeed with your business if you're out promoting IOL, but also succeed in your current business however you're using the product, whether it's to generate leads for your mortgage company or whether it's to generate leads for product sales that you're doing on whatever network marketing company you might be involved with, or whether it's simply to promote the next invention that you came up with, or make your book that you wrote have more awareness out there. Whatever it might be, and you're using IOL for, we want you to succeed in that. And oftentimes that success comes through a team effort of people helping people. And that's what we want to create with this system. And so from here, you can see your downline, you can work with them, and that's going to make a big difference to your business. Now, the next area I want to talk about is what's called a matching check bonus area. With the new compensation plan, a lot of people are a little bit unclear on how this works, and I want to just explain this to you. Again, watch the compensation plan video. You'll get a more deeper understanding. But from this area here, this is very important because it's going to show you how much matching check volume you have built up. Matching check bonuses are paid out once a month, okay? Normal commissions on product sales are paid out once a week. You guys all match. You get a check match of 50% from all of your referral affiliates that have come onto the platform. So if you referred John and John went out and made $500 this month, you're going to get a matching check bonus of $250 from John, from the production of helping John in his business. And so that is so powerful, guys. And from this area here, you can see all the check matches, all the people that you're check matching, okay? If in this, now this is going to change your motivation, because before it was all about who can I sign up, but now you can look down at your downline and you could say, if I could get every one of my people out there producing, look at how much money I'm going to earn off of that just in check matching bonuses. So again, this view is very powerful. You'll be able to see. The important thing is it's going to show right here the commission period right here. And it's going to show you how many days are left until payout. So from this view here in the time of this video, in 4 days a payout's going to be made, and that's going to process the $296.75 into this account. If I want to go back and see the history, I can go right here and see payout history. Now, for matching check bonuses, guys, you need to have two. You need to qualify for matching check bonuses. You need to have 2 signups. So this right here says your qualification status is qualified. Okay, it doesn't. There's no product gating here. There's no, hey, you have to buy a certain product. This is all about sales. If you get 2 sales, you're qualified for matching check bonus, and you can go out there and participate in this extra bonus on top of commissions just from having your 2 sales. So go out quickly and get 2 sales on the product, and you're qualified, and you have nothing more to have to worry about, and you're fully qualified. So the next thing that you'll want to know about is this is the same with as far as the matching check bonus. This is the same going forward. From this month forward, everything previous to this, guys, was paid out in the previous compensation plan. And so if you're brand new in IOL, it won't matter. If you're an existing user, all of your matching check bonuses were actually coupled into your weekly payout until it was switched over to monthly and this entire compensation plan was launched. So if you have questions about that, reach out to support. But basically, in a nutshell, it's correct from this point forward. You can log in here and you can see it going forward, all your bonuses. So that's matching check bonuses. You can see if the people are active. If the people below you fall inactive, guess what? There's no check to match, right? Because they didn't qualify for a check, so there's no check match. So it's important that you make sure you help keep your people active on the system. You're being a good leader, a good mentor, a good trainer, and a good teacher. That you're being a fantastic upline for the people that come into this business. And that's why we pay you a checking match bonus, is because you're helping your team leaders succeed, and this is our way of compensating you for that. So the more people you help succeed in this product, the bigger your check match bonuses will be. So think about that. Next thing I want to kind of touch on in closing of this webinar, hopefully this has been beneficial to you guys and you're kind of getting the idea of how powerful this affiliate center is to manage and run your business. I want to talk about commissions for a moment, okay? There's 3 different statuses on commissions. There's what's called paid, and then there's, if we go down here, there's a waiting payout, okay? And then there's one that's called suspended or refunded. If you see those, that means somebody requested a refund within the 14-day period, and that commission will appear as a refund and you will not get paid on it. So make sure you follow up with your new sales, and that won't happen. But the main thing that you're going to want to see here is if it's marked paid. Okay, I want to talk about the difference between a waiting payout and paid. Okay. Every person, we are not a system that's going to just go out there and bill clients and say, oh, jump on here for $1 and then secretly bill them. We're not interested in that business. There's internet people out there that do that, and we don't want anything to do with that. So every person that comes on to IOL, they have a 14-day period, okay, to review the product, make sure it's legit, make sure they like everything, and if all goes well in those 14 days, then what will happen is their account will be moved out of a waiting payout, and the commission will be released on it to you. So that means that they've exceeded the payout period, and it's actually 15 days for the payout period. And what it does is it basically anybody that joins, the commissions are withheld for 15 days. Now, the second that person is paid, that person has paid, but after that 15-day period, that commission will be paid out immediately on the following Monday. Okay? So that's why you see a waiting payout and paid here. Once that commission, and then you'll see due here. And if it's due, it means it's a waiting payout. Right here, it's a waiting payout. I apologize, guys. I've got to back up. So one will be pending, waiting payout, and paid. Okay, and once it says a waiting payout, that means it's due for payout on the following Monday. So paid is paid, and then the other ones you'll see suspended and so forth, or refunded. You'll see those in there. But the idea is once that has been paid to you, it'll appear in the paid area. Due commissions show which ones are being due for the Monday, the following Monday. So if I click on due commissions, you're going to see a list of all those commissions which are coming up due that's going to be paid out to you on Monday. If you look at pending commissions, these are all the ones that are in the 14-day pending period, meaning that they're still within that period of pending, And then total commissions paid, these are all the ones that have been paid out to you already. So you can click on any of these links up here to see and access those and get an understanding of how that works. Hopefully I didn't just confuse you with the status. I apologize. If we need to, we can do another webinar and kind of cover that. But basically, you have a due commission. This is when they're beyond the 14-day period. It's ready to be paid out to you on the Monday. The pending commission, this is going to be the ones that are within the 14-day pending period, meaning that we don't pay commissions out because we don't want to pay out a commission and also have to issue a refund, and then we're out the money. You guys can understand that. And then total commissions is the amount paid. So you'll be able to see the type that it's created. You'll be able to see the commission type. You'll be able to see the program name. Now this is important because you'll think, well, we only have one program. No, you have the Traffic Academy that can be sold, and you have the Interact Pro that can be sold. So if you make a Traffic Academy sale, it's actually, you earn about $150 on that. And that'll appear in here the same way. You know, there'll be a 14-day pending period. And then once that's done, it'll be released. So you'll be able to see which product they actually purchased and the amount of that commission earned. Now the first month, that commission is going to be 100%. So if it's $25 product on Interact Pro, you're going to earn $25. The second month, it's going to come in at about $12.50. So it'll be half of that for every following month after that. So you'll see those commissions load in here, and that's why there'll be a difference between a full 100% commission and a 50% commission. So hopefully that makes sense. Guys, this has been a fun webinar to dig into the Affiliate Center. I know it's a lot of information to cover. I hope you've enjoyed it and you've gotten some good information about it. Again, you can share this webinar you're watching with your downline to help them understand this area better. We might even put it into the menu item here underneath compensation plan, just so people can watch this and understand how this works and how to work with their system. Again, just to recap, we talked about hot leads. We talked about the compensation plan webinar system, which you can watch the compensation plan. Talked about the differences between the e-wallet and the pay card. We also discussed the downline view and how you can see the statuses of your people, whether they're paid or unpaid, suspended, and how you can work with them by texting them or emailing them. We also talked about the matching check bonus and how you can actually earn off of your off of helping other people succeed and being a good leader with them. And then commissions. We talked about commission statuses, periods, and amounts. Well, the difference between the 100% $25 payout and the $12.50 50% payout, and then of course the program names that they're signed up on, whether it's Interact Pro and so forth. This guys, is the Affiliate Center. Depending on when this video was produced, there may be more in here. The interface might look a little bit different because we're continually improving the platform, but hopefully this will give you a general understanding of how everything works. And if you have any questions, you know what you can do. You can always reach out to our support team. We're here to help you. And really, we just love to hear about your success stories. If you have one, we recommend you post it out on YouTube. Send us a link, and so that we can get your feedback and understand a little bit more about the payoff for building a really good product and continually listening to that client feedback. So appreciate you guys very much. You guys have a fantastic day. Tune into our other webinars. My name again is Aaron Warner with IOL. Thanks.